Hello there, fans. Pearl Jr. here. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone is doing great. Well, there's lots of things that, oh, it says public. Okay, good. There's lots of things that I need to talk about. I am sorry for a delay in going live and a delay in a live 5. It's going to come out in June no matter what. Oh my God. I'm going to tell you, I had another project. It's kind of MJ related project that I can't tell you guys about just yet. When due time, I will tell you about it. Just like I couldn't tell you guys that my friend worked on the Michael biopic, right? I couldn't tell you guys because she was under an NDA. And so now that her name is in the credits and the movie's out, so now I can tell, okay? So anyway, I've been wearing this. My Michael jacket, you guys know that my friend gave me for my birthday, right? I've been working on the Michael, I've been wearing it. And I've been wearing it, thank goodness it hasn't been too hot, or when I do a night market and it gets cold, or I've been sitting it in my chair, and everybody that buys the shea butter or comes and spends a little bit of time with me, I do promote the Michael movie. I would say only about 30 to 40% of the people that I talk to have watched the movie, okay? I was hoping it was a bigger number, but it's about 30 to 40%. Everyone has heard about it. And they're saying, I mean to see it, or should I see it? Or a few people have said to me, well, I heard it's not true, so I'm not going to watch. Okay. And that was Paris is Hating. We're going to get on some Paris stuff in a few minutes. Some stuff that she said that's kind of interesting in a few minutes. But before we do, of course, thank you guys for supporting my Stays All Day Shay. This is what helps me afford to live and to do my Michaeling. This is my business. I own the Skin Butter Store, and thank you guys. TJ, not TJ Jackson, but another TJ fan came by, and Michael fan came by. And, but I wasn't there because I'm not there a lot of the time because my son runs the store and he doesn't want to be under his mama all the time. So, a lot of times I'm doing other things, doing a lot of projects, just doing other stuff. Okay. And mostly, doing my Michaeling. So, or at other markets, I still go out and I do farmers markets and pop-ups a lot. Okay. So anyway, so make sure you guys get your Stays All Day Shay. I have the Michael Joe fragrance. Sorry, I took it home and I got it wet. But yours wouldn't be like this. Mine is used. It's not new. Okay. It's not new. It's the Stays All Day Shay fragrance. And this is based on Michael Jackson's real fragrance that he had. He had a real fragrance. So you guys, oh my God, it smells so good. It smells so good. Oh my God. Even though I tell people when they come to my booth, I tell them, I say, even though I am hyping it and I'm telling you it's the best shea butter you've ever smelled in your life, it's the best shea butter in the world, I said, I'm still going to impress you. They're like, okay, I'll take the challenge. And did you know that all of them are still impressed when they smell this shea butter? Even though I hyped it, they're still impressed because it is phenomenal. When you get your jar of shea butter and you open it, it smells like a dream. Okay, I have on the website, I don't know, 60, 70, 80, I don't know. I have a lot of different fragrances of shea butter in my on my website, and I got more even in the store. In the store, we got about 300 in the store. But here online, I just can't deal with 300 online because if I'm out of one or two or something, I have to make a whole batch. So I'm just not, and when people come in, I can, my son or me, we can make it right then and there for you guys. Okay. And it's about a 10, 15 minute wait because we have all the pieces. Okay. So go to staysalldayshay.com or the skinbutterstore.com. I think Skin Butter Store works too. Let me see. I think I bought the domain Skin Butter Store. Let's see, skinbutterstore.com. Let's see. Yes. Or you can just put in Skin Butter Store. You don't have to put in the, but I did buy skinbutterstore.com. Okay, and the skinbutterstore.com. And then it says shop now. And when you press shop now, and then, because the product is called Stays All Day Shea, but I didn't think that was a good name for a store. So then I just had them add this because I'm like, dang, I didn't mention that I have a store on my website. So I just had our webmasters put in, we are the Skin Butter Store, 1107. Isn't that funny? The 11s and 7s, North Hollywood. We are the Skin Butter Store in North Hollywood. Okay. Oh, no, the zip code's wrong. I have to have my webmaster fix that. The zip code's wrong, so I'll have her fix it. All right, see how long it takes me to remember to do that. Sometimes it takes you a long time to do something that takes 10 seconds, right? So we all know that. So anyway, make sure that you go get your shea butter. I promise you that when you open this jar, you are going to be like, oh my God, it smells so good. So I have Michael Joe, I have Janet Joe. We got fragrances that smell like Burberry Her, Coco Chanel, Mademoiselle, Chance, Chanel de Blue. We have fragrances that smells like Dolce & Gabbana, light blue. We have Flower Bomb, smells like Flower Bomb. We have Jimmy Choo Floral. We have jasmine and rose and lavender and so many more. And you could smell sweet. Oh my God, our number one seller is based on a Rihanna fragrance. We call it Hannah's B-Day. Oh my God, it is so fabulous. It's my number one seller. Also, Weedy Greedy, which is a mixture of 2 Creed. I'm going to get to Michael, but I've been doing other things. I got to get my sales back up. 2 Creed fragrances. And if you guys ever know what Creed is, I'm getting to Michael. I promise. But if you go to Creed Boutique, I'm going to tell you what kind of deals I'm giving. CreedBoutique.com, right? It's a very, very, very expensive brand. And if you look, it's so bougie, right? It is so bougie. Do not sell my personal information. Oh my God. Close. Okay. So can I got accepted or they won't let me on the website. I don't want to, I've signed up already. Okay. So the best sellers from 270, that gives you like 150 drops. Okay, let's do Creed Adventus. Okay, starts at 250. The little tiny one is 250. Let's do the 980 milligram. Let's see how much that one cost. Oh, the 100 milligrams is $510. That 980 milligrams, this big jar, look at that. $1,900 plus tax and shipping. So we're talking about a fragrance. Okay, let's do another one, the Irish Creed, because I'm going to tell you guys something. Okay, the Irish Creed. Where is the Irish? Let me put Irish Creed Green Irish Tweed. Let me put in here Irish Tweed, because I'm going to tell you guys something. Then we're going to get to some Michael stuff. Irish Tweed. Here we go. 5 sizes. Okay, the 100 milligram. Oh, it's $490. You can get this fragrance for as low as $360. The big bottle is $1,750. Okay. I have the fragrance Stays All Day Shea. Let's do the Stays All Day Shea. Let me tell you what you can get from. It's my number one men's fragrance. Stays All Day Shea.com. We call it Weedy Greedy. Well, Creed, I couldn't help but, when you charging that much to smell good. Well, what I always tell people, rich people need their stuff too. Rich people need to have their jets, their rockets to outer space, and they need their Creed fragrances, okay? So Weedy Greedy, here it is with Stays All Day Shea. Let me tell you, you could smell like them. Let me show you. We mix it so it's our own blend. It costs $50, right? And you could smell like the Creed Green Irish Tweed and Creed Adventus. Oh, when I first did this website, it was $1,600 and $1,800. Now it's $1,750 and $1,900. Oh, it's gone up. Okay, but you can get a jar where you can get great skin and you could smell like Creed And you can get the Creed, the Irish Creed by itself, or you can, from my shea butter, or the Creed. We call the Irish Creed, oh my God, OMG British weed. We call the Creed Adventist Greed Adventure. And you can get those for, I think, $45 or something. And you could smell like a rich people, have great, fabulous, organic skincare. And we just put a little bit of fragrance in there. And it's strong and it lasts all day. And so many compliments. All right. So there you go. Stays all day Shea. Lots to work and play A, because every body has skin. Okay. And you can get your Michael Joe fragrance so you can smell like Michael. All right. Or Janet. Or Rihanna. Or Rihanna was voted the best smelling celebrity. But only by celebrities and rich people. You know why? Because who else gets that close to her, right? Oh, she goes to the grocery store sometime. She go to the grocery store sometime. Bodyguards lingering. But she tried to act like she normal at the grocery store. How cute. Oh, and then there was some footage of Diana Ross at the grocery store. Okay. With a mask on, right? All right. Anyway, so that's enough on Stays All Day Shea, but be sure to order it. I promise you won't be disappointed. All right. So let's see where the Michael movie is. Let's see if I don't think he's hit 800 million yet. Okay. But we still got Japan, and we still have Japan and Russia. Japan and Russia, it hasn't launched yet, okay? And I'm not sure about Korea. South Korea? One of them, North Korea. One of them's dictatorship. Okay. But anyway, so it's still releasing worldwide. It's still releasing worldwide. So let's go to Box Office Mojo. You guys stay tight because I got some good stuff. Okay, we go to Box Office Mojo. And the worldwide is at Michael is number 2 for this year. He ain't number 1 movie yet. You know he won't that. You know he won't that. Okay. Super Mario Galaxy movie is a G-rated movie. And the reason why these kid movies do so well, because mom, dad, and the kids go, right? Can't just take one kid. You got to take all the kids. All the kids that want to go see the movie, you got to take them all, right? So that's why these movies do so well. And Michael's is rated PG-13, I guess, because Joe was getting his butt whipped. I don't know. Butt whipped. That's PG-13, I guess. Okay. But it's at 798, because that's close. Okay. Million. So, we're not quite to 1 billion yet. We're almost, and Internet Movie Database is the one, Box Office Mojo. And Internet Movie Database is owned by Amazon. Okay, so this is a very big company, very reputable, and they're who I go to get a lot of my information. Okay, we're going to visit Internet Movie Database because we're going to talk about that Netflix documentary. Let's just do it now. Let's just do it now. Okay, so, oh no, we got to do Teresa and the Owls. Okay, Teresa Bruner. You guys know who she is, right? She is, has been friends with Peter Michael Bobby, right? For a long time. You've seen her on the post. I've talked about her before because Michael did a Clue with me and her in The Masked Singer. So if you guys are brand new coming in, there's a lot you don't know, okay? But you can catch up by watching the Alive docuseries on MichaelJacksonInsider.com. I just got an order for the DVD. I still sell the DVDs. I still sell the Alive 4 DVD, the Prisoner of Fame DVD, and the Alive Trilogy DVD. I still sell those. You can link to those DVDs on Amazon.com, or you can buy them, rent them, or buy them to stream them on your computer immediately, where you ain't got to wait for me to mail it, on Michael Jackson Insider. You can link. So let's go to Michael Jackson Insider quick. Oh, you know what I'm going to put? I'm going to put the, oh no, I already put it on here. I think I already put the cover on here. Yep. Okay. So this is MichaelJacksonInsider.com. Okay. And I am the world's #1 expert on the Michael Jackson's death hoax. Maybe what I should do, #1 excerpt on Michael Jackson's, quote, death instead of hoax, because that might make people kind of turn off and they won't learn anymore. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. But anyway, so this is the cover to Alive 5. I'm going to release the back cover. let me show you guys the back cover. We're going to get to Teresa and them owls. Let's just get Teresa and the owls. Dang. I'm moving around too much because I got too much to say. Okay. So you guys can, we'll go back to the owls in a minute. So you guys can watch the Alive. But anyway, if you need to catch up, you'll see me. I went to Papa Joe's memorial. Here I am with Prince and BG. Here I am with Michael's nephew. Could be his son because he lived at Havenhurst for free all his life. And why was he living there free with Alejandra Jafar? Jafar is his brother, but it's his brother. They have a different mama. It's kind of confusing because Alejandra, she lived at Havenhurst for free, but she had 2 of Jermaine's kids, which is Jafar and Your Majesty, 2 of Randy's kids, which is Randy Jr. and Genevieve, and then there's Dante. But she lived there for free. But why would Michael let this nephew live here for free? And Alejandra and all them lived at Havenhurst for free. Because they were taking care of Dante? That's what I'm thinking. Okay, this is me with LaToya, Brenda Ritchie, and Jeffrey at the Polo Lounge. I told that story many times. Me and Miles Frost, me and the Executor. We got to talk about the Executor. Oh my God. Oh, I got so many segues. Rest in peace, John McClane. We're going to talk about John McClane in a minute. That's me at one of the events, photographing Prince. Me and Nick Cannon, because the Masked Singer, we're going to talk about the owl and the Masked Singer. Me and Omar. Omar, I'm worried about you. I'm worried about what you doing. I'm worried about you. I'm worried, okay? Because you did a little video about money. Some money thing. So I'm kind of concerned. Yeah, I got it saved. I sure do. I'm saving it for if there's going to be some kind of trick going on. But that's me and him. And when he came to my farmer's market, and when he did, his mother was there. And she was side-eyeing me like crazy. No smile, no nothing. And why why? If Michael's dead, why are you worrying about something? But Michael ain't dead, and Omar know it. He used gave a lot of Death Hoax clues. That's in the Alive docuseries. Me and Reedy's son, Michael's sister, Michael's nephew, Austin, ran into him at 5-something in the morning at the airport in New York. What the hell? Right? This is me and Tom Mesereau. The trial with the Wade and James is coming up in November. I don't know if it's been postponed, but he's the 2005 trial. We're going to talk something about that later. This is Brandon. Oh, Billie Jean is back on the charts, y'all. Michael's Spotify numbers have reached more than any other celebrity. I don't know if it's still there because the numbers change every day. But Michael, oh my God, he has more listeners. Oh my God. So that's Brandon Howard. He is the Billie Jean son. Eyes just like mine, lie becomes the truth. 40 days, 40 nights, more like a beauty queen, because that's where Mickey was in beauty queen contests. And I talk about Brandon and so much in Alive 4, and I'm going to update Alive 4. Me and Michael's friend, Miko Brando. Me and John Bronca again. Me, that's Randy Jackson Jr. Angel, who was Joe's publicist. There's Jeremy. He is another Jermaine son by Margaret Maldonado, in which Jermaine had Margaret. Oh my God, Jermaine in the $6.5 million lawsuit. Oh Lord, we got to talk about that. Me and Jermaine here. Me and Kenny Ortega, the director of This Is It. Me and Smokey Robinson. Who's loving you? He wrote Who's Loving You. Me and Jermaine again in an event. Me and Papa Joe, because I attended his birthday party. This is my 2005 credential to the Santa Barbara when I was, we're going to talk about that too. Oh my God, we got so much to talk about. The 2005 trial. I was in the courtroom and did a documentary about it. This is me from my media pass for the People versus Conrad Murray. And then this is everything that we have covered. And this is me and Cecil. Okay. So anyway, I didn't even mean to do that. Okay. So I talked about the Michael movie. We're going to get into John McClane, and we're going to get into Teresa, and we're going to get into the Alive, the Trial and Triumph. Okay. All right. So let's go to Teresa. Okay. So Teresa and Michael had, Peter Medani. Oh, shoot. All right. Peter Medani spells I pretend I am. I pretend I am. Okay? Let's do it together. And I ain't going to tell you who did it because she don't want to be harassed by the haters. And I got something to say about that too. So you guys stay tuned. Okay? Stay tuned. Just kick back. It's going to take a minute. All right. So let's go to my Microsoft Word and let's do this together. This is my Microsoft Word. And we're going to open a document. And we're going to do all cap P-R-E-E-T-E-N-D-I-M. A space M. Okay, I pretend I am. Okay, so I pretend I am. So every letter I'm going to show you. Okay, because I pretend I am dead. I pretend I am this person. I pretend I am that person. And that goes back to the 80s. Okay, that goes back to the 80s because in the Alive docuseries, I think it's Alive 3, Peter Medani, they thought was Michael Jackson back in the 80s, and he went and visited with a big old head, the Reagans, yeah, Nancy and Ronald Reagan presidents, okay? So anyway, I pretend I am. All right. And I think Michael goes to these presidents to get, let me make this bigger. Let's make it bigger. Hold on. Let's make it bigger, bigger, bigger. Okay, 48. Let's do 48. Okay. So every time we write Peter, I'm going to take down a letter. Okay. I'm going to delete a letter. Okay. And let's see what we have left. Okay. So Peter, let's delete this. That's P, delete it. E, delete it. T, delete it. E, delete it. R. So that's Peter, right? Medani, let's get rid of the letters, right? M, I, D, A, N, I. I pretend I am. Oh, that's what I want to put in Alive 5. I got to put that in there. I got to put that in Alive 5. I pretend I am. I'm be so mad at myself. Let me write a note right now and put it on Cecil's desk so I don't forget to add that because we got the timeline all done. We got the timeline all done. I pretend I am. Okay, let me put it on Cecil's desk so I don't forget to add that. Hold on, Alive 5. There we go. All right, so it's on his desk. So when we edit, I won't forget. Okay, because I put some more good stuff in there. Okay, I pretend I am. Now that's a good one, y'all. Peter Medani. Okay, now the hater gonna be mad because he's like, Bobby ain't Michael. Bobby's some fat guy from North Carolina. Man, I want to tell you about him. Right? So, I know they mad. I know they mad, but I don't do it to make you mad. That's not why I do it. I do it because it's the truth. And Michael plays a lot of games, right? And Michael's been doing these games for years, like Chamilla. Okay, a Chamilla called me C-H-I-M-E-L-A. Watch the live docuseries. Let's do Chamilla. Chamilla called me because I wrote Michael a letter. It's in the my Pseudocide book, my Pseudocide e-movie book, right? You can access it from my Michael Jackson Insider page. I wrote Michael a letter before the death announcement. Before the death announcement, because I used to write him notes, right? I used to write him letters. I used to be kind of scared not to be myself, right? Because at the time, I had just saw him, you know, because I was inside the 2005 trial. And it was like, oh, I'm in the room with Michael, right? But you got to be cool. Gotta be cool. Gotta be cool. But inside, you be like, oh, shit, damn, right? You be like, whoa, right? So anyway, So I wrote him a letter. And I would write him these letters, right? I don't drink now, but I'd have a couple of glasses of wine, give me some liquid courage. And I'd write him a letter, how I really felt. I write him letters, right? And so in one of them, I said, everything in my life is you. I don't know why everything in my life surrounds is you. Every time I go somewhere, blah, blah, blah. Jermaine, I see Jermaine here. I see Jesse Jackson, your birthday party. Cecil's brother. Stepbrother. I done told that story about President's Entertainment. I don't want to get into that one. There's just so many roads to go down because I've been doing this for 21 years. Since 2005. Hard. Okay? So I am a wealth of information. A 21-year investigation. Okay, I am an expert, right? Now, Chamilla, so anyway, I said in the letter, okay, you want me to pull it up real quick? Dang, I'm never going to get out of here. Okay, I'll just do it real quick. Let me look up my pseudocide book. Pseudocide, okay. Where's my book? There's an image. Where's the actual book at? Pseudocide, that's an image. Pseudocide. These are the images. I want the pseudocide PDF. Where's, here it is. Here's the pseudocide PDF. Okay, here's the book. Oh no, that's the DVD cover. Pseudocide. Where is the book? Okay. Oh, letter from suicide. My name is Sean. No. That ain't it. Let me close that one out. Shoot. Where is the pseudocide e-movie book? Where is my pseudocide e-movie book? The reason why I call it e-movie book is because at the time, all the links worked. I published this May 2010, and and I mean all the links worked at that time. Okay, so let's see. Oh, where is my book at? Where is my book? It's here. Where is my book? My pseudocide. This is a kit. Nope. Okay. Let me put in here e-movie book. Maybe it'll come up. E-movie book. Pseudocide. Where is it? I usually pull it up and it's right there. But see, things start tripping. Okay, so let's go back to pseudocide. Pseudocide. Did I spell it right? Pseueudo. Okay, pseudocide. Let's see. Here's pseudocide. Where is my e-movie book? Where is my script to this? Okay. Oh my God. You know, my files are just so clogged. There's so much. Oh, here it is. I found the letter. Okay, I found the letter. I wrote the letter March 13th, 2009. Okay, but it's in the pseudocide e-movie book. And here is the actual letter that I wrote him. Okay, and I'm explaining to him, you know, everything in my life is you, why, I don't get it, I don't understand. And then I put somewhere in here for him to name let me control F, Pearl. Okay, so here it is. Okay, so I wrote this in the book, okay, and I sent this to Michael, okay, because I knew his address was 100 North Carrollwood Drive in Holmby Hills, okay, 90077, I think it was, plus so much more that God has allowed me to do in the spirit of uplifting, protecting Michael Jackson. I think this is a letter that I sent to Papa Joe, and then I had already sent it to Michael too. Okay, I've sent this letter to your son, Michael Amir, his assistant, Melissa Rice, the Salter Group for Larry Salter, and Dr. Tome. All right, so I had sent it. I wanted him to have this book, so I put in here, I never asked for anything in return, well, except for MJ to replace one of his traditional girl. I always sing Pearl in his songs with Pearl because I always do. Well, that was a half-hearted request, of course, but that would be nice. So I am still kind of shy about saying, can you do something for me? I'm telling him I do all this for you. I did the documentary. I support you. I go on 100 interviews and I explain to the world how innocent you are and why. And I was covering the trial, KBC Talk Radio. We had a True Talk TV show and I'm just explaining who I am. So anyway, so I get a phone call from somebody by the name of Chamilla, right? So I don't know who this is. Sound like a girl to me, but Michael could sound like a girl, I'm sure. And he was telling me about the song Mama's Pearl, right? And he said, it's about a guy trying to have sex with a girl. And I'm like, what? He might have said whoopee. He might have said the word whoopee, right? With a girl. Well, we found out when the album A Rare Pearl, the Jackson 5 unreleased songs, A Rare Pearl, it was called A Rare Pearl, Come and Get It, which is a double clue for me. And also Come and Get It was off of the Beatles Abbey Road album, which is about Paul is dead, crossing the street, Paul is dead, right? Death hoax, right? So it's a double clue, right? So if you want to know more about it, explain it, it's there, but I have it, but I can't keep going down these roads because I'll never get done. All right, so Chamilla was one of Michael's names. So let's do it again. Michael, M, let's delete. I, delete. C, delete. H, delete. A, delete. E, L. So Michael was calling me to warn me that he was going to name a song, but he did better, named an album in my honor. Because the first time Peter Michael Bobby called me, a.k.a. Peter Pan PYT, which is what he was called, was January 15th, 2012. Well, this Rare Pearl came out January 15th, 2013. And the day he called me, January 15th, was when A Rare Pearl Jackson 5 cartoon first aired. So you want to tell me that he ain't Michael? There ain't no way. Plus, 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 plus more. Okay? So, Peter Michael Bobby, Bobby Anderson is the front. So when people think it's too much me, Bobby, you go up in the front and you show them that it's not Michael, it's you, Bobby. Okay, that's the game. That's the game. And it's nothing different than what Michael did all his life. Even going house to house with his mama while they trying to get people to join the Jehovah's Witness, he used disguises. He pretended I pretend I am everybody. Him in disguises, okay? So pretend I am is Peter Medani. I pretend I am this person. I pretend I am that person. Now I pretend I am dead. Okay? Now, Peter Medani, let's go just a little bit more. Dang. Okay, let's do a little more. Okay, so Peter Medani. Let me look, Peter Medani. Let me just put Ronald Reagan. Okay, let's see what comes up. Okay, Peter Medani and Ronald Reagan. Okay, that's the Ronald Reagan. Oh, that's another clue because the Ronald Reagan UCLA, Ronald Reagan Medical Center is where that dead body went, that cryonic dead body named Carlton Austin Guy, Oscar Quintana, a.k.a. Michael Jackson, that the coroner deleted, okay, and denied was a real case file. More on that later. Okay, so let me see if I can Google that. See, there's just so many. I got to get to the other stuff. Oh my God. But I had to do, I pretend I am. Okay. So let's do Peter Medani and Ronald Reagan. Let's see if that story is still available. It's in my, my live docuseries. Okay. Ronald Reagan. Okay. Ronald Reagan. Okay. Here we go. Here it is right here. Okay. This is an old deranged Marcus. No, that's not him. That's not it. Ronald Reagan. No, we're not ripping Ronald Reagan. It's old. Ronald Reagan and Peter Medani, Michael Jackson. Let me do Peter Medani, Ronald Reagan. I put an E in here. Ronald Reagan. No, Reagan. Ronald Reagan. And Michael Jackson. Let's see if it comes up. But there was a story. The internet's been scrubbed. Okay. So there's the Reagan and Michael Jackson. Here it is. Michael Jackson at the White House. And then it was a file, Ronald Reagan, sideburns, glasses. Let's see what this stuff is. Let's look at these images. See if something else is coming up. Michael went to the White House, right, with Ronald Reagan. So, so I'm sure, oops, sorry. Okay, so this is Michael visiting the White House with Ronald Reagan. And where is that image of that Peter Medani character? It's in my live. See, Michael's trying to scrub everything because I done got that close. Okay, so it's not here, but you got to go to a live documentary. So Michael's been using I Pretend I Am for a long time, Peter Medani, a long time. Okay, so I have it somewhere, guys. Sorry. Am I spelling Reagan right? Yeah, well, Reagan, G-A-N. Yeah, that's what I got. Let's see. Let me go back a little bit out of images. Let's see if DuckDuckGo knows anything about it. Let's see. It's looking, it's like, dang, I got to dig deep. You sure do. Okay. Medani information. They did all three. Nope. They don't know anything. It's been scrubbed. But anyway, I kept the information. Okay, guys. And it is in my, it was an article. And it is in my live Suicide, where Michael visited the Reagans, and it was a big fundraiser. And there was, nobody ever really saw Peter Medani, but they thought it was Michael. And then there was a picture of a guy with a big old head that I believe was Michael in disguise, because I Pretend I Am. Okay, so I'm just letting y'all know. Okay, I Pretend I Am. Isn't that good, Chamilla? He's been doing this. This is what he does. Okay, Jason Malachi. Okay, Jason Malachi. It was supposed to be the voice of Monster. Keep Your Head Up and Breaking News. Right, on the Michael album that are supposed to be the fake songs by Jason Malachi. Let's just do that too real quick. Let's do Jason Malachi. JASONMALACHI. Now, you guys got to remember something. It was never proven that these songs are fake. Okay? What they agreed on the settlement after it was going to go to the Supreme Court, because they kept dismissing Vera Sarajevo's lawsuit, because it was consumer fraud. That why are you selling us an album where you're telling us it's Michael Jackson singing and it isn't? Remember the Milli Vanilli issue and why that became such a problem is because they lied and said Milli Vanilli were singing the songs and they weren't. Okay. Jason Malachi, this girl sued under some consumer protection thing and said it was false advertising and that the album was a fraud. So they put her through a whole bunch. And when it came down to Sony, the estate got dropped from the case because the estate said, look, we bought these songs from the Cassios, Eddie Cassio. And Maria, she married him. That was the brother, the other one, Eddie Cassio and Porte, ended up being an in-law to the Cassios. Okay. They're lying butts, right? They said that the songs were there. They recorded them. Michael recorded them in their basement when he stayed there. All right. So let's do Michael Jackson. Let's do the same thing. M-I-C-H-A-E, no E, L, no E, L, Michael and Jackson, J-A-C-S-O-N. A. There's no C. There's no C. There was a C already. Jason, another J was there. S-O-N. Okay. So, Jason Malachi has all the letters of Michael Jackson. Okay. All the letters. Some of them are used twice. Okay. Some of them are used twice. The only letter that's not in this is an E. Okay. So you wonder, he couldn't quite get a name for all that. So Jason Malachi is kind of close, right? Because it's just missing the E. That's all it's missing. All right. So anyway, so were those songs really Michael playing games, or were they real true fakes with Jason Malachi? It's yet to be proven. All right. So let's get to Teresa real quick. So Teresa, and there was a clue in the, I was his everyday friend. Michael's everyday friend, Peter Michael Bobby's everyday friend for a long time. Okay. I just had to work and I couldn't stay on the phone with him all day because he keep you on the phone 6-8 hours. Okay. Because he just wanted somebody to be there. He loves the phone. He loves the phone. Okay. Because it's a way for him to be around people and not be around people and not have them gawk and look at him and, you know, all this other stuff on the phone. And then a lot of times he would just be doing other stuff while you were sitting there on the phone. All right. So I couldn't keep up. I couldn't. I had to go to work. I was selling cars. I had to pay bills. So I couldn't. So Teresa kind of took over and I was okay with that. It stung just a little, but just a little. But no, me and her have been cool. Never had bad words or anything. She took over. Okay. So her and him became everyday friends. Okay. So let me show you and let me prove to you that Michael is behind the Michael biopic. Okay. Let me prove to you. All right, so let's do owls. Okay, so Teresa, okay, here are the owls. Okay, so Teresa did the mascots for Jackson's Empire, which is Peter Michael Bobby's website. Okay, she did the mascots for them with a wink, right? There's the Jackson's Empire logo, and here are the owls. Now, in The Masked Singer, this was him saying hi to me and Teresa. Okay, this is a pearl, the pearl in a shell. And I told you guys somebody sent me something. It's probably got a bug inside the little pearl. Okay, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, but anyway, so here are the owls, and it's a double owl, just like Teresa, right? And there's the pearl. So you don't think it's just a circle. It's in a shell. It's letting you know it's a pearl, right? And Teresa. So this was on The Masked Singer. See? The pearl. So me and Teresa were his buddies, and you know, and then there were contestant as the two owls. Okay, the two owls, right? And I think there was a pearl contestant too, a pearl in a shell contestant. Let me look that up. I think so too. Okay, let's do The Masked Singer. It's fun. Okay. You guys that are brand new here, oh, you got to catch up by watching the live docuseries, because just going here from not knowing nothing. Oh my God. Oh my God. There's 16 years of information you don't know. And there's a lot of it. Okay. So The Masked Singer. So let's do pearl contestant. Okay, there was a pearl contestant. Okay, pearl, U.S. Okay, so pearl. Okay, so let's see what the pearl looks like. Here it is. Here's the pearl. So it ended up being Pearl was a Masked Singer contestant. Okay. All right. And so we have the two owls, and then we have the pearl, right? And look at the crown. Okay. Don't look like the same crown, but he can't do everything exactly. All right. And he did all kinds of stuff that we proved that Michael's behind The Masked Singer, especially his ties with Nick Cannon. Okay. So anyway, so we got that. Okay. Teresa and the Owls. I've said that. All right. So let's do in the Michael movie. There are 5 scenes with owls and 3 different owls. Okay. Teresa and him have not been talking for a minute, right? Him and Teresa haven't been talking for a minute, right? For whatever reason, you move on after so many years, things happen, you know, things happen. So let me show you the owls. that are in the Michael movie. Okay, he's saying hi to Teresa. All right, so where did I put the owls? Oh no. Oh no, I closed the dang thing. All right, I can find it again. Okay, I can find it again. Okay, let's go here. Insta, see, I start closing stuff. And let's go here. And no, it's here. It's here. I got it. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Okay. So here's one of the owls. That's one of the owls. This is in the Michael movie. Okay. And then here is another owl. Come on. Come on. Why is my computer? There's another owl. That's in the Michael movie. Okay. And I'm going to show you where the owls were. They were in his room reading the fan mail. Okay. So let's do the next one. Come on. Come on. There we go. And this is where the owl is. See? And this is Jafar and the girl that plays LaToya. And Michael is a hoarder. So Michael's room probably looked like this. Michael's room probably looked like this. And there's muscles back there. And there's probably more clues in here, but I can't find them. Michael, I'm so sorry, baby. I just ain't got the time to keep looking and seeing more clues. So this is him saying hi to Teresa with the owls. Okay? I'm just letting y'all know. That is him saying hi to Teresa with the owls and letting Teresa know that he's really Michael Jackson. Even though she went to the event and she met Bobby, she fell for it. I ain't buying it. I already know the trick. Okay, because you know how I know the trick? Because how can this exist and this exist at the same time? They're all facts. These things really, really happened, right? It's because Bobby is the front for Michael. Period. That's it. That's all. End of story. That's the beginning and the end of the story. In the middle is a whole bunch of clues in there. Okay, so watch the Alive docuseries, Alive 3 and Alive 4 for that. So I just want you guys to know that Michael's behind the biopic because of the owls with Teresa. Just letting you know. Just letting you know. All right. So now we already did that. Netflix. Netflix is coming out with a hit piece on Michael Jackson. The reason why we know is Diane Dimond is in the documentary. Okay. Also, people that worked on Living with Michael Jackson is in the documentary too. That hit piece that Martin Bashir did. Okay. He's behind it and some other people. So there's the Internet Movie Database. I ain't going on it. I ain't got time. Anyway, what I'm going to do is we are signing petitions and asking fans to get rid of your Netflix subscription. Okay. Because or just don't watch the movie. If you love your other Netflix stuff, just don't watch the movie. Okay. Just don't watch the documentary. Okay. It's called The Verdict, I think. Just don't watch it. It's simple. I'll watch it and I'll report to you because I'm a reporter. I got to watch it. And when I watch these things, I can't wait for it to be over. I can't wait for it to be over. I can't wait for it to be over. Okay. Because they're hit pieces. Okay. On Michael, but I watch them and I know the BS because I studied so much about it. And I was in the courtroom. Okay. I was in the courtroom and I did a documentary about it called The Trial and Triumph of the King of Pop. So let's go back to The Trial and Triumph of the King of Pop. Here it is. There's the Pseudocide. So if you want to get the e-movie book on Pseudocide, it is a CD or you can download it and you can watch it. And here is the Michael Jackson, The Trial and Triumph of the King of Pop. Okay. I've already went through that. Michael has approved this documentary. So has Papa Joe. Okay. And watch the Alive docuseries to find out the proof that I show you. Has to do with the name of the company. It has to do with the address. The name of the company was a company, Michael Rock City first Papa Joe was calling me saying he wants to buy the documentary. I had to send him one. Then he asked me to send another one because a family member took it. It was Michael. And, Michael knew I did the documentary. And so we signed the deal 7 weeks before Michael was announced dead. How convenient is that, right? So something was on the market and it ended up being distributed by Warner Brothers, available in 50 million homes. Okay. Now distributed by Warner Brothers, 50 million homes. There you go. And, so Rock City was a name that Michael had a company with Michael, Jack Wishner, and Carrie Gordy. Oh, I could tell the Carrie Gordy story, but I gotta move on. Carrie Gordy, and the address to the distributor was the address to the Michael Jackson Company. Okay, so we know that this was approved by Michael and Papa Joe. Okay, so what I'm asking, I'm going to offer it for free on my YouTube channel. Okay, so I would like for, if you guys ever want to donate, do anything, help promote it. Spend $10 to boost it. Okay, $20 to boost it. Boost it so it could be promoted and advertised alongside of the Netflix documentary. I'm offering it for free. I'm going to boost for $100. I'm going to put $100 towards this promotion of my documentary. Okay. I want you guys, whatever you want to, whatever money that you want to do. And if you don't have any money, just post it places. Just spend 10 minutes posting it somewhere, posting the link so people can watch it. Okay. Posting the link so people can watch it. Okay. So it's going to be offered for free on my YouTube channel. Okay. As an alternative to the hit piece that Netflix is doing. Now, Netflix in their promotion, I'm not even going to play it. They said, the 2000 file, you decide if he's guilty or innocent. You decide. It's been decided by a jury of his peers. 14 out of 14 not guilties for Michael Joe Jackson. Okay, that's his name, Michael Joe Jackson, not Michael Joseph Jackson. That's BS. It's the game of the death hoax. The all in the name, all in the game. That song, that duet that Michael did with Barry Gibb. Okay, that was released on the 2nd anniversary of the death announcement. I'm just saying, dang. Okay. All right, so we got that. So you guys, please help. I'll be sending stuff out and letting you guys know. Okay. The next one. John McClane. Let's do the death of John McClane. Okay. John McClane passed away. Okay. John McClane passed away. John McClane, okay. John McClane, I'm reading okay. All right. So, John McClane, he, let me do, my page, go to my page. John McClane is the co-executive producer, executor of the Michael Jackson estate. He's the co-executor to the Michael Jackson estate. He has just as much power, as John Branca. John Branca is the front man. John McClane was in the back because John McClane has been sick for many years. When I was selling cars in Lancaster, I ran across somebody who knew John McClane. And he's the one that informed me that John McClane owned Marvin's Room. It was a Marvin Gaye studio. And that he was sick. And this was around between 2012 and 2016. He told me that. So McClane has been sick for a long time. He had a stroke or something, he told me. And Cecil had once worked with John McClane. Okay. My Cecil has worked with John McClane. Because Cecil was a part of the promotion team for Janet's album, on her first album on A&M Records. Okay. The one right before Control. Okay. And Cecil would be in rooms with John McClane, and I knew John McClane existed. And so this is what John McClane looks like. Okay, so there was a fan that said, this is John McClane. He died on Tuesday, unfortunately. Rest in peace, Mr. McClane, and thank you. The brothers knew him first because he's 3 years older than Michael, okay? Over 3 years older than Michael. And so Michael didn't go to high school with them or junior high because back then, junior high was grade 7th, 8th, and 9th, and high school was 9th, 10th, and 11th. So he went to school and Jermaine went to a public high school. He went to Birmingham. Okay, Birmingham High. I've been there. I've done events there. I used to go there because that's where the track and field conference finals was at Birmingham. So it's not far. I pass Birmingham all the time. But Jermaine went to Birmingham, which is a public high school. And but eventually they had to put him in private ones. And that's where John McClane, who was kind of a rich black boy from LA, and their parents bused him to the Valley. Okay. And there was some private school that they went to. I think Jermaine talked about it in the book or somebody. And that's how they met him. And I thought he was closest to Tito. But but that would have, I think Tito right now would be, how old would Tito be? But so I think it was Jermaine, Tito Jackson. 1953. I think, how old would Tito be? He died in 2024. Yeah. So Tito died at 69. He was almost 70. And so 2 years. Yeah. So it was Tito. He was close to Tito and Jermaine. Okay. Because they're very close in age. And through his friendship from high school, Tito and Jermaine, he got to know Michael. And he's done a lot of things. So he's been a great, dedicated. We've never heard any drama or anything from John McClane and the Jacksons, right? So he was named as the co-executor, but he passed away. Okay, he passed away. And I heard one fan think that John J.M. was really reverse MJ Michael because nobody saw John McClane ever. Okay, but they now know that they were wrong. So whoever put that rumor out there, damn sure wasn't me. I never even thought of it. Because I already knew that Cecil knew John McClane because Cecil worked with John McClane on Janet's album. What was it called? Something, Dream Street or something? One of her albums. What album was that, Cecil? Cecil! Oh, he might have left. Okay. But he promoted Janet's album, and it was a John McClane project with Janet. Okay. And he was a part of the whole Control thing, too. Okay. And he worked with Dr. Dre, and he, you know, and every, what was the album of Janet's you helped promote?
Two of them. The first one with Young Love and Control.
Oh, you helped him with Control, too. Yeah. Oh, Cecil, the one with Young Love, whatever album that was of Janet. The first one. And then also with Control. So Cecil worked with Janet. He was a part of the promotion team. My Cecil, part of the promotion team of Janet. I don't think I talk about that much, right?
Yeah, and John McClane worked for A&M with Gerald around that time.
Around Gerald Bigsby? Bugsby. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I already said that John McClane was working with A&M, and that's the label that she was on. So I don't think I tell you guys that enough, right? And then, you know, Cecil's dad's in the credits of the Thriller album. Cecil, oh, that's so fun, right? So anyway, so rest in peace. And thank you for being a lifelong, dedicated friend, supporter, creative artist, the success of the Jacksons. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Rest in peace, good one. Rest in peace, good one. Okay, so we got that one. Also, who's going to be the executor now? Is it just going to be John Branca only? Or are they going to bring somebody else in? I'm thinking they're going to bring in Prince. That's who I'm thinking as the executor. That's what I'm thinking. Because he wants to work with the estate. He's been dedicated to the estate, except he made one recent boo-boo. He joined Paris in that lawsuit for the auditing, reports say, for the auditing of the executor. So John Branca might have a little hesitation with naming Prince or recommending Prince or saying that he needs one. Now, John Branca, when I saw him when I went to the movie theater, what the hell? Went to Universal and I come out and I see John Branca? What the hell? Right? John Branca getting kind of old too. How old is John Branca? Let me look it up. How old is John Branca? I gotta go. Oh my God, I gotta go. But I got a few more things I gotta tell you guys. John Branca. Okay. How old is John Branca? Where is his wiki page? John Branca was born, he's 75 right now. Okay. McClane died at age 71. Okay. John Branca's getting old too. Okay. We're all getting old. Michael's going to be 68. He's 67 right now until his birthday. He'll be 68. Okay. So anyway, so we're going to see what happens. And if it happens, I'm going to tell you the trick in it. I'm going to show you the trick in it. Okay. There's a trick in it. Okay. All right. So we got that. We did Alive 5. Let's do Alive 5, the back cover. You guys want to see the back cover to Alive 5? Yes. Okay. Alive 5 back cover. Okay. So let's show this. I don't know why my internet is messing up right now. It's like it don't want to cooperate. Okay. Alive 5 cover. Come on. Okay, here we go. Alive 5 cover. Let's do it. Alive 5 cover. It won't. Okay. Here we go. Here's the Alive back cover. This is a draft, but it's pretty good. Okay. So here is the back cover to Alive 5. And here I got to put all the statistics, total running time, who's the production company, who's the director, producer. So that goes here. And then if you look under here, you'll see that it's Michael. Michael's under here. See the eyes? You can see Michael's here. See? Michael's there. But Alive 5, Michael Jackson survives and thrives, dives deeper and goes further than any other Alive documentary, see? I got to fix that. That completely cements the facts, proof, evidence, and clues proving Michael Joe Jackson is alive and is the conductor of all projects released by his estate. And that's why he had to survive to make more of his dreams come true by bringing the world top quality entertainment. Now, there was a quote where Michael said that he was getting blocked, and I thought I saved it and I can't find it and I want to add it. Michael's like, I'm getting blocked. That's how I feel. Michael, is that I'm getting blocked. Because how come people aren't calling me about Michael News? Because I'm blocked and we got this hater, okay? This hater that's that's libeling my name, defaming me, trying to make me look guilty because of Andre Van and his corruption. I don't have nothing to do with Andre Van. I never promoted him to be Jermaine's son. Okay. So please stop, because I'm going to tell you something. Okay. There's such thing as criminal harassment. Okay. And I'm going to report you to the FBI. Okay. Leave me alone. Okay, because I have so many screenshots. You've created over 100 accounts, and no matter how many times that I block you, you keep coming back and you are chastising me with welcome back. Okay, that you're coming back and you're going to keep doing it. Okay, I'm going to take all this to the FBI. You want me to do that? And I'll find out who you are, because they got the best equipment in the world to know who you are. And they will subpoena Facebook to find out who you are. Okay? Leave me and my followers alone. Okay? I just finished one project, so I got some time to do it. You're contacting every one of my followers and you are harassing them. Okay? And you are lying on me. You're saying that Paris spoke out about me. Paris ain't never brought me up. Because Paris is smart enough to know if she brings me up, she ain't doing nothing but making me famous. Okay? So she has never brought me up. As far as Peter, Michael, Bobby, yeah. Because she's been mad at Michael for a long time. Whoa. I got something on that too. Okay? So leave me alone, hater. You've had your fun. Let it be over. Don't make me get a fever for you. Okay? Don't make me catch a fever for you, which means that I'm going to be on you and I'm not going to let go until it's solved, just like I sued that other hater. I remember at one point in the hearings, the judge said to me, "Oh, you're not going to let this go?" I was like, "Nah, she got to leave me alone." Okay. Now I got awarded $71,000. I won the defamation case against her. Right. I got awarded $71,000. I ain't collected a penny of that because it really wasn't about the money. right? I just wanted her to leave me alone. And she circumvented a simple a restraining order, which I already got one on somebody else. I don't want to talk about it. Okay. All right. So don't make me. Okay. Don't make me, because I will go to the FBI. I will. I already got a person at the FBI. FBI has already called me before. Okay. They've already called me before. Okay. So I'll just get that agent. Okay. And it's Michael Mania right now. So they'd be like, yeah, I want some of that Michael fame. Okay. Leave me and my followers alone. Last warning. Last warning. And then I have it there because I really don't want to, because I got too many things to do. Okay. But you can move up the list. All right. So we got that. All right. Paris statement. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's do it. Okay, Paris was interviewed, and the interview appeared on an Instagram account called the BFA Collective, and it says that Build Black America. It's a Black America type of website. Okay, Instagram, and I think they're a website too. So Paris rejects fans policing her love for Michael Jackson. Okay, all right. So what's that about? What's that about? So she goes, and I don't know who interviewed her, but here we go. Let's go ahead and let's unmute this, and let's
freedom in that, which is really cool. But just, I'm not gonna express my love in a copycat way, copying someone that didn't know him.
Sure.
Because I did. That was my best friend. So.
Yeah, I when my dad passed, I had this realization that out of all the people that he'd met, that
is Jack Osbourne, Ozzy Osbourne's son. Okay,
knew him, that knew of him, whatever, the millions of people.
She said Michael's her best friend. Is that what she said?
There were only 5 people on the planet that had the relationship that I had with him, and it's me and my siblings. And it's such when that really hit me, and I was like, wow, like that is really, it's unique. And people can't understand that. I don't.
Okay, so I got to move on. So they're talking about being the child of famous people. Okay, so here we go.
Because I often get the question, oh, what was it like to have Ozzy as your dad? And I'm like, I don't know what it's like not to.
Right.
It's just my dad.
I think that's the silliest question in the world. I think it's the silliest question.
I'm like, but he was my dad. Like, I don't know. He, took me to school. He fucking taught me things and like did what dads do. Because I often get the question, oh, what was it like to have Ozzy as your dad? And I'm like, I don't know what it's like not to.
Right.
It's just my dad.
I think that's the silliest question.
Okay, here we go. Where is the one?
Question in the world.
Hold on. Here it is. It's got to be this
because
one.
I don't really feel like any of us owe anyone anything. And the way I express myself now, I don't want it to feel performative.
Trying not
I won't
to
get
die.
too into it, but just the one.
Trying not to die, feel better, or die trying. That's off of the 50 Cent movie. Something or die trying. Get rich or die trying. Okay, so let's move on.
Main example that's coming to mind is this idea of like, you need to go on social media on your dad's birthday or his death day or Father's Day, and you need to post. And you need to basically mimic like how a fan would express their love. But for me, like I had a personal relationship, not a parasocial relationship. So I'm now learning like, oh, I can have my own personal relationship and I'm allowed to be private about it. And and now like my relationship is the most beautiful relationship ever. Like I'm in a very beautiful spot with my dad and I love that. And it's no one's business.
Yeah.
And I don't have to share that with anybody. And, there's a lot of,
Okay.
because I don't really feel like,
Okay. Her album must not be selling well because fans are pissed off at her for dissing the movie. Okay? For dissing the movie, right? This movie is a celebration of Michael and his talent and Michael's life, right? I'm mad because Papa Joe was a demon, but we know the racism in that, right? Don't want to have no black fathers raising their black kids like that. We don't need a whole bunch of black successes like the Jacksons, right? That's demonized that Michael got some whoopings, right? Now, we all have hated our parents at one point growing up because they disciplined us or they wanted to teach us a lesson. Okay. Michael was the best looking of the Jackson boys, born that way. Cute, had the extra little thing. So Joe had to keep him humble. So maybe Joe would talk about his nose, or Joe would talk about him just to keep him, don't get too high on your britches. Don't get too, full of yourself. Michael learned those lessons. He said he works to stay humble, right? Joe picked a wonderful woman to have his children. Wonderful wife, wonderful woman to have his children. Catherine, right? Joe was the one that trained those boys. Joe is the one that took them to rehearsal. Rehearsed them in that little house. Joe is the one that made sure they stayed out of gangs by making sure they lifted the bricks from one side to the next so that they had something to do instead of going out. They were the Jackson 5, okay? Filled with a whole bunch of shenanigans in ghetto life. Could you imagine if one of them strayed, that only 4 of them would show up to a gig? Or 3 of them would show up to a gig? Right? Could you imagine how much that would mess up their whole plan and Joe helping them to make their dreams come true? I'm sorry, I got my butt whipped for much less. And most of us got our butts whipped, especially in the 50s before, because slavery whoopings was part of it. Joe was born when slaves were still born. People that were born slaves were still born, still living when Joe and Catherine were born. My dad too. My dad was born 1933. Joe and Catherine 29. Okay, 1928, 1929, right? Catherine's 96, still living, right? So we're talking about slavery 2 lifetimes ago, right? Because when Catherine was born, people that were born slaves were still alive. Okay? Just letting you know. Just putting it in a proper perspective. So Massa liked for us to whip our children if they did the slightest little thing wrong. You know why? Because if we didn't, Massa would sell our children. Sell them to another plantation. Or he would whoop them. Okay? So I'm just letting you know the mentality. Okay? The mentality that existed in Papa Joe. Right? Michael understood that years later when he did the Oxford speech. You guys can look it up. Okay? When he went to Oxford University in the UK and England, and he gave a speech when he was with Rabbi Shmuley. Okay? Just letting y'all know. And I remember, and I was in the courtroom when they played the video that you weren't supposed to see about the Living with Michael Jackson. And Michael's in the courtroom. Joe and Catherine are directly in front of me. And I'm in the courtroom. And Michael says on camera, if you take one whooping away and I might not be who I am and I like being Michael Jackson. At that point, I forgave Papa Joe. Forgave him, right? Because Michael forgave him and he understood what the big lesson was. Their dreams came true. They got out the ghetto. So many people are living off of what Papa Joe built. The pair is getting $65 million. Okay. Paris Prince, BG, all of them, the nephews, all of them. Fame, recognition, money, success, awards. Okay, that was from Papa Joe's teaching. We don't like the method and want to criticize the method, but we want to take all the fun and all the success, and we think that would happen with somebody else. Well, how come it ain't happened with nobody else then? No other large family, right? With 6 boys and 3 girls. Coming from nowhere, not knowing nobody, not having no connections, not having no more than a high school education, right? Okay? I'm just saying. And went to the tip top where you're meeting kings and princes and you're the #1 most popular person on the planet Earth. And people are still trying to break your records. Yeah, I heard about Drake and the number ones. Yeah, but where are the screaming girls, Drake? I'm just saying. He's supposed to have more number ones, but it's Billboard. That's not total record sales. He ain't outsold Michael. Okay? And like I said, the RIAA is just being racist. Thriller is going to be number one again, especially after all the Michael and how the success of the movie has ricocheted and made Michael's music sell, make Michael's book sell, make Michael's everything sell. Okay. And there's probably residual effects for the whole Jackson 5, and all of them are benefiting, just like the death announcement, they all benefited. Okay. I'm just saying. Okay. I'm just saying. So, like I said, thank Papa Joe for what he did. And Paris, let's get back to her. She says Michael's her best friend. I thought he was your best friend the day when you said he was the best father in the whole world at the memorial. He couldn't do nothing else wrong if it's your personal relationship with him, because he's supposed to have been dead in 2009. So your personal, you don't want a parasocial relationship. Your personal, you said he was the best father he was the best father in the world, right? No tears came out at the memorial. Paris had been the most active leaving Death Hoax Clues. That video was released a day ago. I don't know when it was recorded, okay? But it was released on this website that I told you guys about, okay? Okay. She said, I'm in a good place with my dad right now. Really? Really? Right now? Best friend? What's she talking about? Michael, best friend? I don't know. I didn't hear it all. Okay, I didn't hear it all. But she said, I am in a good place with him right now. We have a good relationship. Is that a threat to tell that Michael's alive? Or is it ambiguous? Or is she fantasizing? Or when wasn't it good? Oh, maybe when you brought the Confederate flag boyfriend who had a Confederate flag up in Havenhurst when you tried to quick deed it to yourself. Yeah, I believe that paperwork that was falsified came from you, Paris. Okay, that's what I believe. Okay, they didn't prosecute because you're supposed to be Michael's daughter, so they ain't going to prosecute you. But you had a Confederate flag boyfriend, that you had that Confederate flag and his drum set up in the memory room that Michael made for his family with all the pictures of black people. You had him up in the memory room. Paris, why did you do that? For God's sakes, why did you do that? You know, we're in LA. Do you know how hard it is to find somebody with a Confederate flag tattoo in LA? I've never in my life seen anybody with a Confederate flag tattoo in my whole life. But she gonna find one. She gonna find it. She gonna bring him up in Havenhurst. Okay, was that when? Why did you want to commit suicide, Paris? Because you were surrounded by all black people? Because you had to go live at Catherine's house with your nieces and nephews, and you saw your uncles and aunties, and maybe because Michael had white skin, you thought it was just a white family? I'm just kind of curious about that. I'm just kind of curious about it. Okay? I swear I'm just kind of curious about it. Okay? How about he was your best friend, you were in a good place when the Michael was the #1 RIAA album, and then it was overtaken by the Eagles, which was Michael's dream. He worked so hard. He wanted that so bad, and he had it. And when the Eagles took over with the greatest hits, and they were #1, and Michael lost the title, you going to go to an Eagles concert and promote the Eagles and call them gods? How about that time, Paris? How about that time? Okay? So, as far as her not wishing him happy birthday, happy death day, not happy death day, but death anniversary, happy birthday, happy Father's Day, and her not saying anything when the whole world is celebrating, you're saying you don't have to. You know why? Because you don't want to. Because why is that even an issue? Today's my dad's birthday. Okay? Today's my dad's birthday. Let me, since he's famous and everybody else is wishing him happy birthday, and, there's all kinds of celebrations. There's even tributes and stuff. 2-minute, 30-second. Happy birthday, Daddy, the best dad in the whole world. Nope, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Why? Why don't you want to do that? Why don't you want to do that? Why is that like something that you're rebellious about? Oh, because he's your best friend and you had a personal thing and now you're in a good place with your dad. And suing his estate. You know he's alive, Paris. You left the most death hoax clues more than Prince and BG. Okay? All right? So, I'm just saying. I hope you and Michael have kissed and made up. I hope. Okay? I hope. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Okay? But I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay. So, let's do this. The writer of the Martin Luther King speech. Before we go there, we got to go to the coroner. Oh, I'm so sorry. We got to do the coroner. Craig Harvey. Okay? Oh my God, I got to get out of here. Lord have mercy, I got to go. Okay, Craig Harvey. Okay, so here we go. Craig Harvey was the chief coroner when Michael Jackson was announced dead. And he said a couple of very interesting things I need to talk about. Okay, so where is my volume?
If you're kind of familiar with the layout of the office where the loading ramp is, and there's a gate right there. And we had media people staking out that gate, and they were stopping coroner vans, leaving, coming, asking them, do you have Michael Jackson? Is that Michael Jackson? Everybody wanted to be the first to know. And so what we did is once we got Forest Lawn's consent to transport him to the mortuary, we set up a van to move him. And it was just like undercover kind of thing. It was just like, we're just going to take him over there and deliver him to Forest Lawn, and they can take care of him from there.
Okay. Why is there no signatures under the Forest Lawn signatures that they received the body, Craig Harvey? Okay. Should I stop and show you guys that real quick? Okay. Can I show you guys there's no signatures? I went down to the recorder's office and I saw it without the blackened marks. And I'm gonna go again. And without the blackened marks, and there's no signature. Let's go to the death certificate. Let's go there real quick. Okay? Let's go there. I gotta go. Oh my God. Oh my God. I gotta go pay my bills, guys. Death certificate. Okay, this is the one. This is where Forest Lawn is supposed to sign that they received the body. Okay? This is the death certificate. Okay, of Michael Joseph Jackson. Who the hell is that? His name is Michael Joe Jackson. Right? See that? Why is that blacked out? These are the people that's supposed to, but there ain't no signature there. Wait a minute. Let me show you. Let me show you. Okay. No signature. Where is it? Death certificate. No signatures. No signatures. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Oh, that's not that one. Hold on. That ain't it. Where is it? Whitney Houston. June 24th. Hold on. Where is no signatures? Okay. Where is it? Let me put in no signature. Okay, no signature. Okay. All right, let's see. I have it somewhere. But anyway, I always can't find things because sometimes things get lost and they're on like a hard drive somewhere. No signature. I had it. I had the death certificate. If I find it, guys, I probably already have posted it somewhere, but I don't know. But anyway, let's go back to it though. I want you guys to see that there's no signature. Oh, death certificate. Hold on. Death certificate. Okay. And here we go. All right. So they're supposed to sign this, right? And you cannot see any overlapping of any signature, right? It says signature of. How you gonna fit your signature in there and not get like a bit of a L up there, or a dot for the I or the J, or the capital, or the L? See, Lopez, you know the L has to be capital, or the Y. How come the Y ain't underneath here and the J ain't underneath here? Okay, because there ain't no signatures on it. There ain't no signatures under there. Okay? I don't make this stuff up. I saw that there was no signatures under there. So let's proceed with Craig Harvey. Let's proceed. And then I just got one more thing, and then I got to go.
But that was interesting. I'm glad the family was ready to do that. There was going to be no argument over where he was going to go. I mean,
Right.
They couldn't have picked probably a finer mortuary business.
Right.
Yeah, why you want,
when
yeah.
you talk about strange things that happen, and you talk about a body double for Tupac Shakur.
Body double, because you know you almost slipped. Because I know that it was a chronic body double that I believe was Carlton Austin Guy, a.k.a. Oscar Quintana, a.k.a. Michael Jackson. Where'd that file go, Coroner? But he's the ex-coroner. He ain't the coroner no more, see? Okay. Or did he get back hired? I remember he left and then he came back. Okay, but we'll...
Suddenly, on the internet, there's this video. And the video shows a coroner van, and it drives into a subterranean parking lot.
That's fake. I prove it in the first
and
Alive.
Then it parks near a door. And then the doors open, and a living Michael Jackson steps out and goes inside this building. So from that point on, it's like, he's not really dead, is he? He lives. And everybody would like that to be the case, but that was...
Yeah, you know, but keep going.
Case. So that media caught on, and then the Board of Supervisors caught on, and they were livid because as far as they were concerned, they were seeing a coroner's van being driven and some sort of staged event taking place.
Did I tell you guys the company that did that, RTL? Joe's lawyer was affiliated with that company. We're moving on.
And somehow the coroner was responsible for it. And what we found out as we started looking into this thing, it was actually produced, I believe, by a company in Germany.
RTL.
And they had taken photographs and created graphics of how our vans were painted and outfitted and what have you. So they created their own 40 copies.
Okay, so let's move on. So that was fake. I proved it in the Alive documentary. If you want to know more, watch the first Alive. So now let's go to 30 minutes. 30 minutes. There's something else said here.
Oh, yeah.
I
they
gotta
were the
go.
most wonderful people and understanding and
kiss butt now.
helpful of us trying to resolve what's happened here.
Right.
So
What's happened here?
what our mission was is to do palm prints of Michael Jackson. So when they printed the jars of medication or whatever, they can compare to whatever palm prints.
To see who had handled them.
They never matched anything. Those palm prints never matched anything. Those palm prints never matched anything. They say the body was fingerprinted. Said the body was fingerprinted. I go through this in the Alive documentary. It doesn't say they matched anything. Never says they matched anything.
Medication, him or Murray. Right.
Exactly. On most homicides, we would do fingerprints and palm prints and stuff like that. That's normal. But because this wasn't a homicide at that particular juncture, it was just an accident. And so, but we had to go do that. So it was just interesting, and I'm thankful the Jackson family was so understanding.
You want them to stay on your side and want Forest Lawn to stay up with the front because y'all was conspiring. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, so let's move on to another thing that he said. This is the best one. This is the best one right here.
I still see footage, the footage of him practicing his routine for the upcoming tour he was going to be doing. I can feel it right here still to this day, that it just breaks me to see him.
Right. Just days before he died, yeah.
Because he's Michael Jackson, the Michael Jackson. That's the guy, and he looks so healthy and so on point. And then later on, people say, "Oh, well, look, he's skeletonized. He doesn't have any." No, he looked fully nourished to me. I mean, I saw him in the autopsy room. He looked healthy to me, and that's why I just don't understand why people were trash talking him, because you saw the dancing he was doing. That's no easy number to pull off unless you've got some good training and fitness. Yeah.
Right. Wow.
Okay. That's the best one. Now, what did the EMT say? What did the EMT say when they saw the dead body? Let's revisit that. Let's revisit. Okay, hospice. I can probably put in hospice. All right. So here we go. Here are all the news stories. Okay. Here you go. And I'm going to cover it more in Live 5. Paramedics did not recognize the dead body as Michael Jackson. He looked like he was at the end stage cancer patient who had at the end stage of a long illness, paramedics testified. Looked like a hospice patient. He was thin and like a hospice patient. What? Now, the EMTs see people on their deathbed all the time. They come to pick up old people, okay? They see death or near death all the time because their training is to bring people back to life. And then somebody else cures whatever ailment it is. But the EMTs are trained. And also, Craig Harvey kisses the butt of UCLA. There's not a finer hospital. There's not a finer mortuary. The Jacksons are the finest people, right? Why? Because all three of y'all know the truth, right? So he's, right? Come on, y'all. Come on. Okay? This is what they said. In a Live 5, I'm letting you know, I have the under oath. Craig Harvey ain't under oath here. I have the under oath testimony of Richard Seneff, who says that the body was so thin that you could see the ribs. Very thin. Okay? He just said well nourished. He was strong. He had good fitness. Huh? Whoa. 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 Well, that goes with the Detective Dan Myers, remember? Who was in that show, World's Most Unexplained, the TV show with me, documentary. I never met him, but we were both in the same documentary. And that he said that he watched one of the autopsies, I think the second one, and he said the body looked nothing like him. Dr. Murray, he says when he got back from the bathroom, it wasn't the same body that he saw, that he looked differently. Okay? All right? If you just fell asleep, how different you going to look? You're going to look exactly the same because you ain't been dead nothing but 20 minutes. And you fell asleep while you died, so why'd the body look differently? Right? It wasn't the same body that he saw. He told that to Dr. Oz. Right? So, what? I'm telling y'all Michael faked his death, and Craig Harvey's a part of it. Okay? Because now you got to remember it said 134. That was the weight on the autopsy. right? But so thin. My son weighs 134 and he's built. He's about 5'8". Michael 5'9". Okay? Michael weighs thinner than my son. My son don't even weigh 140. So 134 is pretty okay weight. You're small, you're thin, but it's all healthy, strong, especially for Michael who's been thin all his life. I'm just saying. It ain't right. It ain't right. It ain't right. It don't match. It don't match. Okay? So then I'm going to leave you with this. And then I'm going to rush out of here. Okay, I'm going to leave you all with this. Okay? My Facebook page, and I'm just saying, I'm just telling y'all, my Facebook page is Rest in Peace, another Rest in Peace. Why my Facebook always comes up? Oh, somebody just reacted to hello, I'm back. Okay. All right. So the haters they want me to go to the FBI. They want that to happen. They want it to happen. Okay? Because they think they so slick that they ain't going to get caught, or the FBI ain't going to take me seriously. Okay? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay. I thank him. This guy is Clarence B. Jones, civil rights activist who helped Martin Luther King write the I Have a Dream speech. Dies at 95. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's one of the most iconic, popular, famous, in-depth, powerful messages ever in the history of the world. Okay? The I Have a Dream speech. Guess where I Have a Dream speech ended up, y'all? Part of it. Okay, here we go. So we thank him. Okay? Guess where it ended up? Right? It ended up, let's see, first, oh, no, Pearl. First, let's see, first promotion, this is it. First, okay, let's do it. There it is. Michael Jackson's first message to us after faking his death. Let's do it. Let's do that. Let's do it. Let's do it. First message to us at 7 days after he faked his death. This promo was released. Martin Luther King's birthday is January 5th, 15th too. Okay. January 15th is also Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday.
As the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation.
First message from Michael after the death announcement. The greatest demonstration of freedom in the history of our nation. Michael wanted out. He wanted out of all the fame. He wanted to go behind the scenes. He still wanted to be famous, though. He still wanted to do projects. He still wanted to do what he do. He still want to break records. But he just don't want to be here no more in the public view. Because just like Marilyn Monroe, she died in the age when she was 30, 35, I think, somewhere in her 30s. Forever beautiful, never old. Michael told Rabbi Smuley, he told somebody else, Dieter Weisner, you have to disappear sometimes, right? But Rabbi Smuley in the book that old people were ugly. It's ugly to be old. Just saying. Michael faked his death so that he would forever be frozen in time at age 50, right? So he would always look, because Michael was into looking good. Damn, that was important stuff to him, right? Looking good, right? So we don't get to see an old Michael Jackson. The greatest demonstration of freedom in the history of our nation, right? If Martin Luther King was living, he wouldn't let this be. Michael's saying that he was the target due to racism. A target for destruction due to racism. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if I got all my things done. Yep, I'm all done. All done. So you guys, remember, go to States All Day Shay. Let's do work and play, because everybody has skin. Okay, we're going to do the Trial and Triumph promotion, and we are going to go ahead, watch the Alive docuseries. Go to michaeljacksoninsider.com. If none of this makes sense to you, it will when you watch the docuseries. Love you all. But I forgot to tell you. You know why I got these gloves? These silver fingernails? They represents Michael's glitter gloves. Woo! All right, talk to you later. Love you all, but I gotta go. Bye-bye.